Hey there, it's Sheryl. We are live here on Facebook. This is not a recorded video, so it is pretty exciting. And I hopped on here, it's titled Wild Wednesday. And, for everyone that knows me, I'm probably pretty conservative. I don't do things that are too wild very often, but I've decided in business and in life, it's time to get a little more wild. And I did something a little wild that I want to share with you and that I'm incredibly excited about. Has to do with work, and I'm not doing this, sharing this necessarily to toot my horn, but just as a challenge to you to just go for it when it comes to things that are important to you. So I did reach out to an industry expert, and it happened to be Anders Ericsson, who is the author of Peak. Let's see where this is. If you don't have this book, gosh, I can't recommend it enough, not just for you, but also for those you influence, those you serve, and those you serve as a role model for. And whether you think you are any of those things or you're not, you are, because your family, as well as people that you work with and that you're around, do look up to you, and they are watching you. So Peak has to do with the science of becoming an expert. And the premise is that it's not just for the elite few that can become world class. And that is incredibly important for me personally and professionally, because I'm in the process of scaling my business, and I'm starting very small, from very small private practice, helping a few, and on the upward trajectory of helping many. And to be completely transparent with you, I've started and stopped many times. I've quit. And I used to think of it as maybe that I was, I hate to use the F word again, because I talked about it last week. I got in a lot of trouble, but I used to think of it as being a failure. And it wasn't that. I wanted to share that I have a new perspective on that, and that it wasn't my time. There were a lot of things going on in my family. My kids were younger. I wanted to be present for them, and they are now amazing. All two adults, one almost adult. And so I'm so glad that I spent that time doing that, and I'm still around them and spending time with them, but now I have a little more time. So this is my time now. And I truly believe, especially after having the tools from this book, Peak, that it's incredibly important to practice, be willing to put in the hard work, get someone to help you who's done what you want to do. That's an important message from that book. And then also be willing to go outside of your comfort zone. I've been speaking into audiences that are, quite frankly, petrifying. And I've gone out to do it anyways. And you know what that does? It pushes me to learn and grow and get better. So go ahead, take the leap before you think you're ready, and that will force you to prepare. Now, the one exciting thing that I wanted to share with you that's good news, and one thing that I tell my clients all the time, either virtually, in person, or when I'm coaching online, is that you need to celebrate the wins. And for everyone who's coached me, and I've had my share of coaches, they've told me, Sheryl, you're not very good at that. So it's something that is a work in progress for me. And I've had a win today that I want to share with you. So I reached out to Anders Ericsson, who's written Peak, and I sent him an email and asked if I could interview him. And I didn't expect to hear back from him at all, but he did get back to me. And keep in mind, if you don't know who Anders Ericsson is, and this is the analogy that I used when I talked to him on the interview. And again, it's Sheryl here live if you're just joining. Just interviewed Dr. Anders Ericsson this morning for the book Peak. And he is, how do I describe who he is? If you were a musician, this is what I said on the interview, and it made him laugh. And it's difficult to make academic people laugh sometimes, by the way. But what I said was, if you were a musician and you were looking to interview other musicians, this would be the equivalent of interviewing Led Zeppelin. Okay, and so that got a chuckle out of him. But he, in all honesty, in all seriousness, he's been featured, he's been on Larry King, he's been on NPR, he's been featured in the New York Times, the Harvard Business Review, Business Insider. It just goes on and on and on. And he has been studying the science of expertise for the better part of over 3 decades. So I reached out to him. Not only did he say yes to an hour-long interview, which we wrapped up this morning, and I will be posting at some point once it's done in post-production, but he had a lot of kind words, and he also shared that he was looking for someone that he knew and trust to carry the torch, carry his message. And, you know, we're going to be continuing the conversation of how mental toughness can meet deliberate practice so you can be as amazing as possible. So I wanted to share that excitement with you. It's not just for me, it's for you, because it wasn't, you know, I was blessed enough to, after, it has been an amazing morning. So after this interview, I was blessed enough to talk with, I guess I call him a mentor of mine, Mel Abrams, and he said the interview was amazing, but the relationship is incredible. So if there's someone who's doing something that you want to do, I challenge you humbly but wholeheartedly to reach out to that person and ask for some help, offer what you can do for them, and see if you can start building a relationship with them. Because everyone needs help, whether it's something small and you want to learn a new skill, or whether it's something huge. Figure out who's done it before and go ahead and reach out to them. You'd be surprised who's willing to help you. Also, you know, see how you can help them. And according to Peak and Anders Ericsson in his book, The Science of Becoming an Expert, it's also incredibly important that you're willing to do the work, and not just willing to do the work, but willing to step outside of your comfort zone and do what these experts say and just go after it. So sharing a little good news, a little challenge for Wild Wednesday, because I got a little wild and asked an industry expert, a pundit in my field, for an interview, and he said yes. So that has been incredible. I wanted to share that with you. I also want to share his main message on how you can become an expert at a level that you strive to do, but also at a level that's important to you. And what you need to do, the main takeaways from that interview this morning were: 1, find someone who's done what you want to do and seek out their help and get consistent help. 2, be willing to do the work, be willing to also go outside of your comfort zone to get it done. 3, be extremely focused on what you're doing, get serious about it, put your head down, get very focused about what you're doing. It's not just about the 10,000 hours or the many hours that you put in. It's not just what you practice, it's how you practice. You want to become an expert or become better at something at a level that's important to you, it's time to pull the trigger, get an expert, dedicate yourself to being amazing, because you know what? It's not just for an elite few, it's for you too. You can do this. I'll be writing more about this and keeping you posted on what's going to be coming down the pipe in the future when it comes to deliberate practice and mental toughness. But you can do it. Let's get started. Brainstorm today, if you do nothing else, 5 people that have done what you want to do, and think of how you can engage with them and how you can start to work with them and be a student under them. Thank you so much for joining live here on Facebook. I appreciate you sharing a few minutes. I look forward to seeing you next time.